Well, I do believe I have a brand new Transformers add-on kit to tell you about. Let's get into it. Hello everybody, I am Jordan Gasly. Welcome back to my Gasly Toy Crypt. How did you like my, my Southern gentleman accent at the top of the video? I don't know why I did that. That's just how it came out, so I decided to roll with it. But like I said, my esteemed Southern gentleman alter ego said, I have a brand new Transformers add-on kit right here in this tiny little plastic bag. This tiny little plastic bag. It's not a lot of pieces. I don't foresee this being a long video, but who is this add-on kit for, you might ask? I'm glad you asked, because it is this little boy right here. This is the Studio Series 86 Windcharger, and you know what? I'm going to go ahead and get the camera turned around. We're going to get the new angle going on, and I'm going to tell you all about him and the add-on kit. Before we look at the kit, let's go ahead and take a look at our boy right here. So once again, this is the Hasbro Transformers Studio Series 86. I don't even think they're using the 86 moniker anymore. I think it's just Transformers Studio Series Transformers the movie. And this is our boy Windcharger. And ironically, we get a figure, but the only two scenes we've seen him in, he had ceased to be when we saw him in the film. But listen, from the front, I think he looks great. I don't see a lot of gaps, the exception of this little spot right here. You flip him over. He also looks great. I think he looks pretty good right here. The only thing that I know a lot of people had issue with, and I didn't really have an issue with it myself, but I found this add-on kit cheap enough to where I thought, you know what, I'll go ahead and get it, was right here on the inside of the foot. It is just a really big hollow gap, and that a lot of people have really strong feelings about hollowness on gaps. I could go either way personally. It's not a deal breaker for me on some of these figures, but the leg here is where all the storage for this guy happens, and when you transform, I mean, there's a lot of space and real estate inside that foot. And that's how it becomes the top of the car, right? When you transform him. But whenever you transform him back, he's just got this giant gap right here. And that is what this kit is supposed to help. We do have a couple of small gap fillers here, as well as the leg gap fillers. So let's go ahead and get the bag opened up, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. These are the contents of the little plastic bag, and if you're curious, there is a QR code, so you can scan that and go directly to the import website. However, I got mine off of AliExpress, so if you just go to AliExpress and you type in Windcharger 86 add-on kit or gap filler kit, you'll be able to find it. I got mine for I think like $13 or $14. I've seen them go anywhere between 13 to 20. So it's really just what listing you find at the time, I think. But if you want to scan that to check out the website, just a heads up, it is all in, I believe, this came from China, so I believe it's Chinese. So if you have Translate, cool. Or if you know how to read Chinese characters, also cool. Either way, I got mine off AliExpress. So we have these two pieces right here, which are supposed to fill in the sides of the foot right there, the extra large foot. We have these two little pieces which will plug into the back side of Windcharger. Here, let me see if I can bring him in real quick. Let me scooch everything over. There we go. So these will go on the inside of the foot here. Geez, calm down, dude. Zoom out. So we'll go on the inside of the foot. These two will go right here. I believe these two pieces are meant to cover up the mushroom peg right here. And this piece right here is actually going to cover up this piece right here. So why don't we go ahead and get into it? I am going to start with the two, I'm just going to say it, they're plugs that go in his butt. So I'm going to start with those. I also have fat fingers, and these are very tiny pieces. So I think the first one can just go right in there, just like that. And this one, I feel, okay, it has a specific shape to it. So do you see that little notch right there that goes down? So you want to put that downward because it'll catch on right here. So there you go. You got two gaps filled right there. There's no way to talk about those and it not be slightly funny. Maybe, I don't know. Let's go ahead, let's flip them over. We will bring in this piece right here, and there's no really certain shape to it. I think you can, if you had it like this, or if you had it like this, it would be the same thing. So we'll go ahead and bring in his waist piece right here, fill that. I think that looks really good. It's such a nice touch, but it really does, I think, add to the front aesthetic of the figure. So let's go ahead over here and oh god, all right, what are we doing? All right, I'm sorry, buddy. We're gonna have to do the splits for you. Once again, we are bringing in these two pieces to cover up these mushroom pegs right here. And I don't believe that these two pieces have any kind of certain way they have to be oriented. So I'm just going to go for it right here. And we will drop this one in right here. And that fits really well. That was way easier than I thought it would be, especially with my bulbous fingers. So we will go right here. And nope, nope, you're giving me trouble. There we go. All right. So those are installed. Now these are a little tricky. These right here are a little tricky because there is a transforming component to them. And I need to figure out how to plug these in. Now that we have Windcharger in this cheerleader pose, let me go ahead and zoom in to better show you what we need to do here. This is going to be plugged in this way, but I'm going to put it off to the side because what we'll have to do is we will have to unfurl the transformation pieces for him, and we want this to fit in here like this. So this peg right here, or this stem, whatever you want to call it, will plug into this little slot right here, and everything should, and you'll feel it. Let's see. There we go. Focus on the toy, not my fingers. There we go. Come on. There we go. There we go. And it fits in there pretty secure. And it has transformation pieces, so that way you can fold everything back up the way it needs to be. And then we can then, oop, I think I did that wrong. Boom. And then we can close them up like that. And voila, 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 voila. We have our gap fillers. Oof. All right, let's go ahead and do the next one. So once again, we want to transform everything out. We want to line everything up like this. And we just want to gently press it in until we feel it kind of sit in place. All right, we got it. And once again, we can fold that out. We can bring that up. And then we can fold everything the way it is supposed to be. That's actually supposed to be down. There we go. And that is, nope, nope, nope. I don't know where you're going. Get back in there. That is the add-on kit. Let me go ahead and change the angle one more time, and we will take a good look here at Windcharger. And there he is. Let's go ahead and take a look at him real quick. We have our front piece that hides the mushroom peg. I do want to note that as I was messing around with this off camera, this does not sit in there very securely. So the more you move, you can kind of see that it's popping out, and will actually fall out, which it's a bummer because I think this really ties the waist piece together, but it does not seem to want to sit in there securely. So if you're just going to pose your Windcharger and not transform them, you should be good to go. But if you're somebody who plays with your toys like I do, like, I mean, these things are fun. You're not gonna have a transformer and not transform them, right? But the more you mess with it, the more it will pop out. So I think I might actually have to put this off to the side for me, which again, it's a bummer because I really like that piece. But we have our two gap fillers in the butt. The two butt plugs. All right, there we go. Okay. We have our two mushroom peg fillers right here, which look really nice. And then we have our two gap fillers right here on the legs, which honestly, I do think look really good. Let's go ahead, though, and transform them, because with these pieces right here, we do have a couple of extra steps for the transformation. So you will go ahead and transform them like you normally would. You go ahead and bring the fists down like such. You can go ahead and bring the wheels over on his shoulders. And everything's pretty much the same until you get to the legs. So we'll go ahead and bring the roof of the car out. Let's see, this always gives me trouble. All right, cool. And then we will go ahead and raise the arms and get them put in place. Come on. There we go. I don't know why this, there we go. All right. It always gives me trouble for some reason. All right, so we've got him up to where the changes are going to happen. So we will go ahead and uncurl the two pieces. We'll go ahead and flip out the new pieces to flip out the wheels. Then we are going to put the piece back. We're going to slide it up. Put the piece back, slide it up, and then we will go ahead and connect the two pieces of the roof of the car like you normally would. And you want, like I said, you want these two pieces pointing up, and as you turn, they will fill in the gap between the two thighs. You're going to put the roof on the car in place, and then you're going to come back and you're going to flip these bad boys down like that. And boom, we have Windcharger. Look at that. He looks really good. I like this a lot. Man, they did a really good job on the update from the Power of the Primes version. But I think the leg gap fillers are a really, really good addition to this guy right here. That is going to do it for our boy Windcharger. So in conclusion, it's a bummer that this piece doesn't stick in very well. The two butt plugs work great. The two mushroom pegs work great. But the main attraction is the gap filler for the inside of the legs to hide the wheel for alt mode. Oop, I mistransformed him. Or I didn't transform him all the way. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, again, let's see, what did I say? I paid like $13 or $14 for it on AliExpress. I do think that it's worth it for the $13. I don't think it's worth it for the $20. So, because you're effectively making a $28 figure, a $48 figure at that point. So, I guess it all depends on your personal preference. If you see it for under 15, I say go for it. But like I said, the main attraction are these pieces right here. But yeah, that's the add-on kit for old Windcharger in a nutshell. That's gonna do it for this video. But before I go, just a couple of quick announcements. Actually, I just think one. So just one quick announcement. Remember, at the end of March, the last weekend of March, in Duluth, Georgia, I will be at Toylanta. I'm going to be there as press. I'm going to be walking around. We're going to hang out with some friends. Toylanta is my favorite show of the year. I absolutely love it. A bunch of cool toy vendors are coming. A bunch of toy companies are going to be there as well. And the guy's running it, his name's Brett. Man, he puts on such a fantastic show. When he took over the show a few years ago, he has turned it into such a fun experience. It was already a fun experience, but the fact that he's grown and made it better is so awesome. Once again, my favorite show of the year. Check it out. You will definitely want to be there. You don't want to miss that show. That's going to do it for me. Thank you so much for watching. You could have used your time to watch any video on YouTube, but you chose to use your time to watch this one, and it means the world to me. So please leave a like, hit that hype button, or if you're so inclined, hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much. We'll see you in the next video. See you real soon.